Hi, welcome to Socially Triggered. This video is talking about what happened on the Young Turks. I like to focus on their videos because they seem to go off topic a lot, and I want to sort of address some of the things that they point out in their videos. This video that I'm going to discuss today, they talk about Michael Birch. Michael Birch is a NYPD, a police officer that basically exposed that profiling is used by the NYPD, and he basically records a conversation that he has with his commanding officer, exposing this and discussing racial profiling within the job that he was doing. So the Young Turks, actually, their video is pretty good in terms of showing the audio and showing the actual so who says what kind of thing within the audio. So I kind of like that about their video, but the rest, their commentary about the video was just completely out to lunch. I'm going to play the video, their video of the audio, so that you can hear and see who said what and understand what is going on with this case. So let's just watch their video.
Who commits the crime in this situation? Who commits the crime? Well, it's mostly teenagers, anywhere between the ages of 15 and 19, mostly male, blacks, and Hispanics. Okay. Who are you stopping? Everybody. I stop everybody. 54 tabs up to 820. Mm-hmm. 25 of those are female. Half. Okay. Like I said, I stop everybody. I'm not targeting anybody. First of all, you just told me who bad guys are. Yeah, I know that, but there's also other people who are committing violations as well. I'm not saying that there's not violations being made. Male blacks that you commit the crime. Plenty of people that write summonses too are male blacks and male Hispanics. Male blacks. Not for the whole year, and I have. You told me for the whole year I only stopped 2 male blacks for summonses. 820. No. January 1st, August 20. 54 tags, 2 male blacks. 7 Hispanics, 7 other, 10 whites, 3 Asians. So where are you targeting the perp that you just told me? Well, like I said, if I don't see a perp jumping over the turnstile, what am I supposed to do to him? That's what I'm saying. These people are not going to pop. How do I know that? 80% chance a female Hispanic that I stopped, she said they did pop, actually, for a warrant, and I arrested her. Female Hispanics. The Hispanics that were supposed to be going up, that are committing the crimes. The people that I... You think that she's going to pop? Did I think she was going to pop? I didn't put no thought into it. If you come up and you're getting, and you'll come up a collar, I'm taking you in. This is what I see. You describe to me who's committing the crime, you're fully aware of it. We're not targeting those people. I'm targeting everybody. 2 male blacks. Whoever's out there. If I catch... So you only saw 2 male blacks jump the turnstile? If you're saying that's what's in front of you, then yes, that's all I saw. There's 2 male blacks for the whole year jumping the turnstile. That's what you're saying is in front of you. I'm not disputing that. You're saying that's what I got there? That's what you have. That I'm not disputing here. Well, I'm saying, but we also talking Hispanics as well. I stopped a lot of Hispanics too. 7 male Hispanics, but more than half are females. And like I said, everybody's committing violations in front of me.
So JR's here, and I want to...
Okay, I don't really want to hear what the Young Turks have to say about this. I more want to focus on the actual audio itself. So, at the beginning of the audio, you see that Birch identifies the group that commits the majority of crimes as young black males and Hispanics. That's by his own words. Michael Birch says this at the very beginning of the video. I can rewind it to show you this. Just one moment. Okay. So according to Birch, who commits the crimes? He repeats the question. Well, it's mostly teenagers, anywhere from between ages of 15 and 19, mostly male, blacks, and Hispanics. So according to Birch's own words, he thinks that the majority of the people that commit the crimes are male, blacks, and Hispanics. That's his previous experience. However, later you see Birch, his own arrest record reflects something very different. He says that he targets everybody, but is he really targeting everybody? Because his own arrest record shows that he's targeting majority women. 50% of the people that he arrested were women. And majority were anyone but black. He only arrested 2 blacks out of the 54 people that he arrested. So, so it's almost like some kind of reverse of what he said he should be doing. And it sounds like his commanding officer is really kind of asking him, what's going on here? You identified the group that you're supposed to target, and yet you're not targeting that group. Why is that? So either there's two things that could be. There's two possibilities in this, and it has nothing to do with racism, so don't try to make it a race thing. It has to do with profiling. If you identify a group as being the one that commits the majority of crimes, then you should focus your resources on monitoring that group, because if that's where the crime is, you go where the crime is. So there's two things, two possibilities in this. One, Birch, his original assessment that majority of the criminals were not young black men, that he was totally mistaken in that, and that could be the case. Or two, he is not doing his work properly, and he's not profiling the very people that he should be profiling. Now, a lot of people get upset when they hear about police profiling, and they think that it's a systematic racism, but really is it? Doesn't make sense to, if you know that majority of crimes are committed by men, violent crimes that is, like homicide, and majority of prostitution crimes are committed by women, then does it make sense to focus on arrests of men when it comes to prostitution, and focus on profiling and targeting women for homicides? No, you put your resources where the crime, the majority of suspects seem to be coming from. You create a profile, and the reason they do create profiles is to understand who is committing the crimes, and then allocate resources or try to figure out who the suspects might be within that demographic. Of course, crimes happen outside of that, and suspects happen. There are suspects that are not within that stereotypical profile, and they do catch those as people as well. But understanding the profile of a potential suspect is very important for police work. So with all that said, let's, Young Turks, please, let's stop playing the race card and start understanding how police actually solve crimes and use profiling as a beneficial thing for solving crimes. So if you watch this video, I hope you understand the context. If you sort of frame it in the context that I'm talking about, where you look at it that the commanding officer is questioning Birch on his profiling techniques. So the commanding officer is really questioning him on his activities as a police officer. It seems to have less to do with race. The commanding officer repeatedly asks, who is committing the crimes? And Birch says, young black males. And then, who are you arresting? Or who are you focusing on arresting? And Birch keeps on saying, I focus on everybody, as if he's really focusing on everybody. Yet, his arrest record reflects otherwise. So the commanding officer is really asking Birch about this disparity. Why is it your arrest record says something very different than what you are saying? So the question is, who is the racist here? Is it a race? Does it even have to do with race? So again, it goes back to, in summary, the two things. Either Birch is not doing his job properly by not using profiling correctly, or his original assessment of what is the profile of somebody that commits these crimes was just wrong. So it's one of the two. And I'd like to hear your opinions of who you think the suspects could be. and what you think of this video. So please comment below and give me your feedback. Thanks.